Hello again to another session of the letter. On the last session, we finally get to see our boy Luke on his side of the story. So, of course, to start out with the whole incident where Hannah was having a bit of a panic attack with her encounter with the ghost, and Luke feeling kind of like clingy and very super worried about his beloved Hannah. He decided he even got to the point to even call an ambulance on her because he was just that, I guess, being overreacted. Also, at the risk that he may lose her during the, lose his marriage. Is the word I'm trying to get at. So, with it after their little, their dramatic encounter about the ambulance, we are visited by the mysterious maiden, or maid more specifically. She just has the good old like oh Lord kind of dialogue going on, saying saying a bunch of stuff that seems not normal. It eventually got to a point of supernatural that Luke had to run inside the mansion like a not a very brave man as he is. But in that, we return to how he cowers in fear, or at least how he deals with this new Yandere in his mess. So, let us continue. Alright. I guess I think we saved it right here, so take it away, Austin. Justin.
What?
Ah!
The narrator is such a silly boy. He has light-themed Discord and can't pronounce people's names properly. Anyways, mustering up the courage, I look back to the windows to see if she followed me. She's gone. But I don't take any chances, putting as much distance as I can between us. Stopping to catch my breath, Johannes' sudden appearance nearly makes me jump out of my skin. Don't fucking do that, asshole! You son of a bitch! If I had a gun, I would have shot you and then peed on your corpse! Alright, since Maria's not here, who's voicing Shrocken?
Who wants to be Shrocken?
I guess I could.
Or you want to do it?
I could give a German accent. Let's see. Can I do it with a lisp? Is a better question in honor of Maria.
I think she's gonna try to join here. She's a little preoccupied at the moment.
That's fine. I'll cover for her till she shows up. So, if I've left for my mother, I've taken offense.
No.
But what happened to you? You seemed ghosts.
Oh, if only it was such an illusion. I just got done watching Optimus Fowl. What a piece of shit movie that was. Johannes, okay, it was absolutely awful. And I can still feel the movie's sharp nails digging into my back. How? How is that possible? The feeling was too real for it to have been a ghost. That movie, it's cursed, I tell you. But anyway, there was a housekeeper, I think. I'm not sure. In the gardens, she was acting odd, and I thought to remove myself from the scene.
Strange. I made sure that the staff had left with the house was empty, as you requested. Describe this woman.
She had pale skin, dark eyes, and long dark hair. She wouldn't give her name. I have no idea why my voice became sexy during certain words.
You might want to keep your hands above your belt for me, please. Also, you might just...
I half expect a name from him. The man knows the staff better than I do, after all. But instead of an answer, he grows quiet, so I just munch on these grapes while looking at his non-changing face that occasionally blinks. I'm pretty sure that's not a good thing. These are tasty grapes, by the way. I'm even more worried when the other man looks me over. I have to protest when he pulls back my collar. What in bloody hell are you doing?
Taking with marks, little marks to be exact, We don't have anyone like that among the staff. You've been easily been kidnapped.
Feeling settles itself over me at the thought. I've long established my power over the more unsavory characters in Luxburn. Or I thought I did. And the most harm I thought could come to me was slander, robbery, or incarceration. Kidnapping? An attempt on my own person? I've forgotten that I am as human, as mortal, as any other man despite my wealth and status.
Oh, hey Maria, do you want to take over as man with lisp? I'm not sure if you're there. Uh, I see you're getting something, but not doing. Maybe go in and out in voice chat. Maybe that'd help. Can't hear you. I
Yeah,
can't.
shit!
You might want to
Oh,
try.
her mic
Yeah,
may be working here.
yeah.
Is that...
Maybe she needs to get in and out. Sometimes that helps. Maria?
Check the audio output on your Discord. See if that's connected.
Yeah, she might need to do that. So I guess while she works on that, but you look unharmed, but I advise that you be accompanied by a trusted individual from all times from now on, not me, and a signed guard. I'll be informing them as soon as they return from the day in the city.
Already, I can feel the energy leave me at the realization of what could have been. Alright.
Now?
Yeah,
Yes.
you Gucci
Okay,
now. Cool.
Alright, yes. I suppose we should do that. But I think I'd like to call it a day. There are two voices coming out of you, Johannes, and I'm scared.
We're now
I
in
should be safe in bed,
amalgamation.
yes?
We're in amalgamation. Go ahead, Maria, take it away.
I don't know. The Schwarzenegger voice you were doing was I was kind of vibing with it.
I mean, if you need a
it's fine
break
either
from
way.
him, I could take over. It's no big deal. It's how you feeling. Are you in the mood to narrate this said character?
Yeah, sure.
Alright, get away.
I'll stand guard outside for the night. The madam have been inquiring about you, by the way.
A god. Any other threat, and he alone would be enough to make me feel safe. But what I saw, whatever it is I saw, would one man be enough? That's all well and good, but there's something else. That housekeeper, she has demon lord powers.
Oh look, it's Hannah.
Luke, you're home. I was worried about you.
The grin that can muster is probably lopsided. Forced as I snapped my mouth shut to keep myself blabbing about witches and monsters. Because here I am, standing in the hallway, dirt on my pant legs and sweat dotting my forehead. A far cry from my usually pristine condition. I don't want to worry, Hannah. A cough.
What happened to you, darling? You look like you wrestled in the mud and lost, dear. And those flowers, were you gardening?
What? Oh, these. I didn't realize I still had them. I really did not. But there they are, still in my grip, the daffodils I had taken from the garden. Even in the wake of my flight, I refused to let go of them whether I was conscious of it or not.
Shall I put them in a vase?
Alright, should we
I
give
deserve
it to
flowers. You put me through so much crap. Give me flowers.
You want to do
Yeah,
this?
give her those curse flowers.
Yeah, it's not like it's gonna curse her or anything, right? Maybe? I can't answer that. So, anybody want to give this girl some flowers or enhance the drama?
No
Ooh,
opinion.
must be cursed. I mean,
Flowers. Give me the first flowers.
what would
Alright.
Luke do? WWLD. I feel like he's like just gonna throw him away, but I don't know.
So we got one definite vote for flowers. Who else is one to give
Throwing
some
it away
flowers,
will
right?
make you look crazy, though.
I say
Guess-
give her the flowers.
2 for flowers.
I think I'm team throwaway.
Okay, so I guess Nicky, were you also on throwaway? So that's 2 for 2, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with throwaway. It just doesn't seem like a romantic gesture that he would
That
do for her,
leaves-
especially if like they kind of remind Luke of the girl that he met in the garden. So that would be like not really something you would give to your other girl. I mean, I don't know, I'm going on way too long for this.
No, you're good.
I'm on throwaway.
I feel like
Oh, no.
throwing it away will make Luke look bad, like he's just chucking flowers when he could have given it to Hannah.
Isn't that a good thing? Do we want him to look good? Don't we hate Luke?
You're always on
See,
the
I
path.
think
Fuck
giving
you.
them to Hannah is objectively a bad
Why do you
idea,
hate
and they're
me?
probably cursed, which is exactly why we should do it.
Alright, so is that 3 for 3 then? Or is that 2 for 4? If I'm counting my thing correctly. Hold on. Let me recount.
Oh.
So definitely Brandon and Aaron said to do the flowers. Maria, Madeline, and Nick are for throwing the flowers.
Oh no, I am Team Flowers.
Okay, so that's
I am the curse.
flip the other way. So it's gonna be Brandon, Maria, and Aaron for flowers, and Nick and Madeline are for throwing away the flowers. So that's a majority vote, unless Alice wants to make it spicy.
I vote throw them away.
Yeah.
Oh God, it's an equal
Alice
vote
coming
here.
in clutch.
Unless Mr. President wants to take a chance at democracy here.
Oh, it's time, Justin. You got it.
Fine. Guess I'm going to give it. All right. I say we give them. See what happens.
All right,
Oh, okay.
the president has spoken. He uses his majestic, well, it's not really veto, but he cast his vote in. So we're on Team Flowers. Sorry, guys. Democracy has spoken.
Okay, I'm the one who gets to make my own decision at the end of the day. Perhaps I did it to save face. Or maybe a small part of me had planned to take them for her, and then it turns out the flowers are full of dynamite and they just blow up in her face.
Damn, dude.
But like a young man presenting flowers to a Valentine's, I awkwardly thrust the bouquet in Hannah's direction. They're for you.
These are lovely. Thank you, darling. But aren't these the ones usually...
The surprise is to be expected. And the open-ended question needs little interpretation. I've never given her daffodils before, especially not from ones I considered mine. They're for you. Don't make me think that kneeling around the dirt was a waste of my time.
It's not, darling. Just... Are you feeling alright? I hope whatever I have isn't contagious.
It's not you, darling. It's Optimus Fowl. Seriously, why do we have Disney Plus? But I'm not sick. But I'm not sick, Hannah. I just got them for you. I thought they'd make you feel better, brighten up the mood. I don't mean my intentions question. A thank you was enough.
And I didn't mean to insinuate anything, my darling. But you were right. Thank you, truly, for these.
Ooh, ooh,
I love you. I walk with you once.
I don't know. I think our relationship is still too low. Let's
No,
try
no,
higher.
it is. It's way too low at this point. But I just, you know, she takes them from me then.
Can we check our relationship? I want to see how in the trash we are.
But the Johannes Luke relationship,
Yeah, I
now
got
that's
it
Oh,
a
no.
little bit.
I like how
Thank
both
you.
Mary and Rebecca.
He's not on the
tied,
chart.
though.
How did that happen?
I think it's
Uh,
after a few interesting choices during Mary.
Yeah, there weren't many.
I thought Marianne
there
got locked in the basement.
Yeah.
That wasn't Luke's fault though.
Oh, I mean, as far as we know, maybe Luke is in cahoots with the ghost.
I'm pretty sure we can tell he's not at this point.
Alrighty, so.
Anyways, I
let's
already
get
read this
going.
line. There's still uncertainty on her face, which endears and annoys me in equal parts. But she does look lovely with them. The very picture of her is something that should be immortalized in paint. They should be for Mother. But it doesn't matter anymore.
Why don't we turn in for the night, darling? You must be exhausted with all that gardening.
Does a dead woman care for flowers?
Hey, it's Halloween, guys.
Halloween.
Halloween.
I didn't get any sleep. Not a single wink. I was so busy jumping at every shadow and worrying about waking with a knife in my chest. are not waking at all. Even when Hana wakes in spite of a mild fever and goes downstairs for breakfast, I stay in bed, thoughts of poisoned food running in my head. The rain that has started something during the night doesn't help the mood. Oh, okay, maybe it helps just a little. The strange sunny weather has been nice and all, but for it to return as it should be feels like a sign of things to come. Perhaps things will settle back to normal and the crazy drama that has gone on lately will die down. I would hate to be caught unawares in this rain. With how it looks outside, it seems that the weather is making up for all the sunny days it's given us with a good old-fashioned downpour. The rhythmic pitter-patter of the rain fills the early morning silence with a steady beat. Thank goodness I don't have to be anywhere in a hurry today. I would hate to be caught unawares in this rain. With how it looks outside, it seems that the weather is making up for all the sunny days it has given us with good old-fashioned downpour. It does let up within a quarter of an hour. However, a day beginning with cloudbursts like this, locals usually take it as an immediate sign. Luxburn's abysmal weather's back, likely for good. I hope they did a damn good job of fixing this place, because I'd rather not have to deal with leaky roofs. I like the idea that the realty did a horrible patch job with the place. Well, Hana technically paid millions for this place. It didn't live up to the price the realty company sold it for. Roof problem aside, she's gonna be a definite downer about this as well. She hates the rain. Then again, who actually does? What sane person would like when 9 out of 10 days consists of nothing but dark, drab, and grey skies and piss water pouring from the heavens?
Welcome to England.
Welcome to Seattle. And she was just starting to enjoy the sunlight. I'll have to get up and about eventually, that is a given. I'm not too keen on seeing or talking to Hana before she leaves the hospital. Eventually, in a few days' time, this bloody house. Kylie won't like it if she comes here only to find me in a bad mood. But fuck her. Few would dare rouse me from bed, being able to keep their jobs as incentive enough. Trust they realize that now is not a good time to force me into anything. Maybe I can just get an hour or two of sleep before Swearware just drops his brat off the mansion steps. If only. As always, someone has to be a buzzkill.
Are you really gonna stay in bed all day?
I'm sorry, Johannes, but what do you want? I'm busy enjoying these grapes.
You must have been really rattled about what happened yesterday. If you need to talk about it, I am quite qualified in that regard.
And you aren't even the slightest bit bothered. Truly, not even the slightest bit worried.
I was worried, but I realized that it's not my life in danger, is it? My worrying will not help matters. Neither will yours.
Look, as I to admit it, he is right. Still, it's more frustrating when he doesn't give me time to concede his point.
I know you two aren't getting along.
Nosy bugger.
But you should at least see the madam off before we leave. Think of her as a business associate if you must. It would not do to part on bad terms.
It's far too early to deal with your nosiness. That's none of his business. None of it! If he remembers his place, he'll drop it. I don't want to talk to Hana. Not now, when I'm so high-strung and paranoid. This whole thing is a bloody mess with everything going off at once. I'm afraid that with our troubles, I'll misinterpret anything she might say or do. That'd just make the whole thing worse. Are there any updates about the women? Being in the dark has me on edge. Information, any and all, might very well help me in me calming down.
I've already briefed security about her, and more from the agency will be arriving tonight, but they haven't seen anyone fitting the description.
So So you have nothing then? What a lot of use you guys are. I don't even pay you for. Do me a favor. There's the door. Don't let it hit you on your way out.
Well, there is something. It's about Makalo.
Can anyone blame me if I show the tiniest bit of interest? She's still not done with the house, and she's a nice enough woman. Plans to go back to sleep are gone.
I called her secretary about taking the day off. He hasn't heard from her over the weekend.
She's probably passed out of enjoying a pint or two or 10 in the bar somewhere. Definitely not in the dungeon down below my mansion. Oh no, she couldn't possibly be there. She's an adult. It was the weekend. She's allowed to disappear and not think about work. Fuck. I wish I was passed out of a night of drinking. He does know that mobiles are a thing.
That's all well and good, but she's not answering her mobile either. Mr. Parker will be filing a missing persons case with the police if she still doesn't turn up today.
Certainly, someone must know where she is. Tabs are kept without fail on people who come to work with me. Oh yeah, come to think of it, do we have any cell service down the dungeons, Shurkin? Background checks and constant surveillance until they finish their contracts with the rights. Some would say it's a bit over the top. But I can't be too safe. Too many want me dead. What about one of ours? Has anyone seen her? She's pretty hard to miss with how tall the woman is.
The last anyone has seen of her was here, the morning of the party. Your housewarming party. Looks kind of sus, not gonna lie.
Well, that's just some good news.
She was last seen in electrical. So,
We have electrical in the dungeons? I did not know that.
Yeah, it's a new map, and Among Us, it's the mansion. Just kidding. Alright.
God, Henry, is it a Henry Stickmin mansion? Please tell me it's a Henry Stickmin mansion.
Would you be happy if I said yes?
Oh, golly, yes. Seriously, I really do need to play Henry Stickmin sometime.
Alright, let's continue.
It wouldn't do for the police to hear this and to suss us. It's a little import that I can easily prove my innocence. It's all a matter of principle. Because even the accusation of misdemeanor should not stain my reputation. Although maybe it's a bit too late to hope for a squeaky clean one. Besides, it'll be such a hassle to have police poking around the house looking for a body that doesn't exist. Now, if we're done here, I'd like to go back to sleep and... Oh god, no!
Oh,
no! No!
Here's Betty.
I mean, I could take over, be annoying girl, unless Aaron wants
I
to
can do it.
Alright.
Tio Luke, where are you? I'm coming to get you.
Here comes Scrappy Doo.
Well, there goes any plans of grabbing some shut-eye. Rolling over on my stomach, I can only scream into my pillow.
Is this a game I want to play?
Of course. Of course. Ah!
Tia, did you stub your toe again? Are we gonna do a screaming contest? Tia says you should always use your indoor voice when you have visitors. I don't have an indoor voice.
Johannes, distract her.
Oh look, it's time for me to go. That face. Have fun with your little play date. So long, farewell, and I'm not fucking German. Goodbye.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Yeah.
Auf Wiedersehen. I don't know.
Perfect.
They say
Just
this
take
a
it.
lot. They say this a lot in movies. Even when even like American
Sound of music and stuff.
Sound of Music, yeah.
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 Oh yeah.
Alright.
No, Johannes, don't you turn away from me. Keep it busy for an hour. Come on. Well, I guess it was in Sound of Music now that I think about it. I have to press my face against the pillow once more to suppress a groan. Just can't get loyal help anymore.
Hello there, little God.
Fraulein.
Fraulein. It's for a
Hello
line.
there, little Frolly.
Line?
Yeah.
Your uncle is just upstairs and will be down in a moment. He is super excited to have you today, so I hope you're well rested and ready to play a lot.
That bastard. I'll be down there in a second, Munchkin. Let me just change into a fresh shirt, brush my teeth, fix my hair, bemoan my very existence. Wish I was anywhere else in the world right now. Don't get me wrong. Kylie is... Actually, no, she's not. I'm not even going to read this sentence because that is not true in the slightest. Move on.
I won't continue
Wow,
moving
I
on
can't
unless you
believe
say
talk
the
about
lines,
your
Luke.
lovely godchild like this.
I will not
I'm
say the
so
line.
hurt.
Now move on.
I
I'm
control
a great
the
kid. I am
pacing of
wonderful
the
and better than most
story, and
brats
I
my age.
demand you read it.
If Rebecca had to say that she loved Ashton.
Right, if I had to say that, you gotta say this.
Come on, man.
Well,
No
okay,
exceptions.
fine.
To be
Don't
an
get me
example
wrong.
of being a president. Oh,
Don't
sorry.
get me wrong. Kylie is a great kid. Wonderful. Better than most brats her age if I was in opposite world. But handling a tyke is the last thing I want on my agenda right now with this whole Hana business. Fortunately, I'm well versed in how the world works, and honestly, I'd rather profess my love to Ashton than say anything good about Kylie. But I've long learned that the show must go on, no matter what hurdles come in my way. So I set to preparing for the day. Running a comb through my hair is just divine and simply makes me feel more human. Bad hair is disgusting, though. It isn't as bad now as it was when I was a child. With how expensive a trip to the barber's was, I often had to grow it out until Mother had the time to cut it for me. The curls and tangles were simply horrid. Why, I was even mistaken as a little girl because of that. It certainly doesn't help that I was named Lucille. A freshly pressed shirt is enough to chase away the last signs of sleepiness. The feel of crisp and clean cloth in my hands is a clear marker at the start of the day. Smoothing down my suit and my hair with a sigh, I steel myself for the horrors. The horrors that come with taking care of a child.
Good morning, Tia Luke.
No! Why? Why does her head look like that? It looks freaky.
Embrace her,
Ow.
Justin.
I'm chibi cute. Sorry.
Speak of the devil, and she shall appear. I would rather look at the ghost lady than see that face. Bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, Kylie grins up at me so soon as I open the bedroom door. Seriously, that is true nightmare feel. She swings the backpack she's clutching, hitting my leg in a show of impatience, and looking exactly like Angela Anaconda for it.
Did you just wake up? Don't tell me you forgot. It is our playdate today.
I doubt I'd forget as much as I want to. Kylie's visits are a frequent enough thing that they found a way into my schedule. They're supposed to be visits for her godmother. But we can't pick who's the child get along with, so as long as I'm not busy, her father can drop her off for the day. Which is all well and good for me if it makes Suarez focus on work I've given him. Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me. Those grapes just had to come out.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Uncle Luke, are you drunk again?
no, it's not sorry, dear. Besides, she's a bright child, tolerable, in somebody's point of view, but not me. Kid's got a good head on her shoulder. What?
You got a big head.
No, she does not. And can get pretty mature for her age at time. Who the fuck is writing my lines?
Wait, yeah, I'm gonna get back
Could be
to
worse
it.
than an Ashton level monologue.
Maybe this is actually Kylie's sister, Riley, and she's just identical sister.
You know what? I'm going to force mute you just for that, Nick.
Oh, God.
Anyways, of course they had to thank me for that. Her parents can take partial credit, but Hannah and I have been there for this kid since she was just a small babe. What? I can still remember the first time I saw her. It was during her baptism. The only reason I was there was to accompany Hannah, who was to be named godmother. She was such a tiny thing, not even a year old, and swaddled in her mother's arm in white cloth. It was the first time I really saw an infant up close enough to hold one at least. It had been terrifying to be given a little child to carry after the whole water ceremony. I've never done so before, to hold a tiny life in my arms. I could have just dropped on her head, and this little type before me would have stopped existing then and there. Why I didn't do that, I don't know. But the child just smiled at me, babbling nonsensical words as children do, and clinging to me even as I tried to hand her off to Hannah. She had thought it hilarious and adorable. My suit had been a mess, and I was nearly an anxious wreck by the time I handed her back to her mother. Oh, hi, Zach. Yet it was pleasant too. Of course I didn't, you little rugrat. I just had to take care of something before you arrived.
Really? Well, I guess that's fine, as long as you don't leave for work like last time.
Really now, why don't we go back down and have breakfast in the parlor?
Yay, food. I already ate at home, though. Papa made one of his, I don't know how to say this word, tortilla de patatas?
Tortilla de patatas.
Tortilla de patatas.
What is that?
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, you got it.
It sounds delicious. He wouldn't
It's
let
a
me leave.
Spanish tortilla.
Ooh. He wouldn't let me leave until I finished every bite.
The Suarez. Infamous tortilla de patatas. Those things are a hazard. You could probably use one to bludgeon someone to submission with how huge they are. It's a miracle Kylie can still be so energetic. I had trouble staying awake the first time I had one. Speaking of staying awake, well, I need some coffee on me at the very least, but if you like, you can jump straight to dessert.
Yay! Dessert, please! I want cake.
It's easy enough to manage Kylie with the promise of sweets, thankfully. The hard part is managing her before she gets the sweets, because I nearly have a heart attack when the kid races down the stairs. Just the thought of her slipping and breaking her neck is enough to make me rush down after her and then gloat.
And speed up the process.
Slow down, the food isn't going anywhere.
The food is going somewhere in my tummy.
Jesus, the fucking Christ! Children. With a shake of my head, I usher Kylie toward the parlor and offer a maid to bring food for us. Whatever breakfast there is, along with a cup of coffee for me and an ice cream for Kylie. But I can't leave the kid alone for too long unless I want to let her turn the other room into a slaughter ground. True to my expectations, I've only left Kylie alone for a few minutes, but she's already made herself comfortable. The stuff from her backpack has been left scattered across the room, from coloring books and crayons to toys. She's well equipped to amuse herself with no trouble, though I can certainly breathe a little easier if she won't bring any doll every time she visits. Narcissa, or Cisa, is a creepy little bugger. It doesn't help when Kylie left her during one. Finding the thing at the bottom of the stairs, staring up at me at 3 o'clock in the fucking morning is a memory that won't be leaving me anytime soon. Even now, stares at me where it's seated. I'm wholly tempted to just throw the whole thing into the fireplace and banish it from whence it came. I can buy her a prettier doll, a better toy. I would break it, find a way to get rid of it if it wasn't from Hannah, if only Kylie wasn't so attached to it. The thing is, some antique doll she found for the brat's 6th birthday, one of a kind. My darling Hannah loves her so. And Kylie does try to be a good goddaughter, but she just can't keep her interest long with the wife. It's not something that Hannah does wrong on her part. She does try so very, very hard. It's just she doesn't really know how to handle children. She'd never been around other children when she was young, surrounded by protective adults who catered to her every whim and worried for her safety every minute. When she isn't able to keep up with Kylie, her first instinct is to be strict. Impose rules on the child, treat her as she is made of spun glass, like every moment might break her. I at least have some idea for being around street kids. I know the games they played and how they think. I know that scraps and skin knees are all part of childhood. Even with how I grew up, I had time to be a child and not some sheltered heiress. With Kylie, as behaved as she can be with her toys and books and her arts, she has to use up all her energy somehow. To run out on the playground and make a mess in the mud is just fake wrestle for a short time. Be a child what she wants, I'll say. If it becomes too much, just bribe her with sweets or ship her around back to her papa. Problem solved. Unfortunately, Hannah isn't quite up for those sort of things most of the time, thinking of spoil the child. It does a whole playdate awkward every time. Taking the last seat left, I pluck one of her coloring books on the table to see it filled with dinosaurs. exactly what I expect to see for a little girl, but it doesn't hurt anyone. If she wants to play with dolls and cars, or dolls with their cars, what do I care? She wants to put dolls' tutus on model cars, even. This is a new one. The last one you had was filled with horses, wasn't it?
Those were ponies, Tio. They're much cuter than horses.
Oh, your face! Ugh.
But we went to a dinosaur zoo and it was awesome.
I really need to put sunglasses on.
The Therizino.
Ugh.
The Theri dinosaurs are my favorite.
I have no idea what this is, but it must be something. I'm only familiar with the T-Rex myself.
Yeah, they're found, fossils of its claws, and they're really long.
Oh yeah, I've seen those Spanish tortillas before.
Oh, is it like a Spanish omelet?
It kind of looks like.
They think the whole Theri might be a bazillion meters tall, even bigger than a T-Rex that was in Jurassic Park. Sister says it'll be big enough to eat all my classmates.
That face.
She only laughs. It's like, oh.
That's the face of someone who enjoys the suffering of others.
She only laughs. I just scrunch up my nose and grimace. Oh God, Kylie, why are you so ugly?
Ow. Takako says you're making a really funny face.
Taka who?
Takako, a friend I made.
Stop and look around, expecting one of the help to be there. Please help me. Somebody, help me! The child doesn't have a way of befriending just about anyone as long as she puts her mind to it. Well, thank God she's not on screen now. Whew. Yet the two of us are completely alone. Thankfully, she only finds my disturbed look as another funny grown-up expression. That might be a lot more problematic than whether she plays with dolls or cars, though. Both the thoughts of Cisa giving Kylie ideas and one of said ideas being massacred by dinosaur. Something I probably need to bring up with her father, aside from work. But beyond murders, dinosaurs, creepy dolls, and imaginary friends, I find no trouble with Kylie. She's as energetic and precocious as any Taika age can be. She's an angel. She can get comfy and settle in after getting her sweets. We tuck into our waffles as soon as our food is
damn it,
brought
that's
in.
good.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, that's some good food porn. right
Oh
there.
yeah. Slap me. Just slap me one of those in my face and I enjoy it.
That's where the art budget went.
I know, right?
comment.
This freaking cake.
Yeah.
I mean, a cake waffle. Ice
Yeah.
cream shit. All right.
Our waffles, because she wanted her own plate to go with the ice cream as soon as she saw mine. A fresh plate of berries is brought in as well, which goes really great with the rest of this feast, as Kylie puts it. And if I indulge in the sweetness, I have a cup of black coffee to pair it off with. With our bellies full, Kylie grew content with just scribbling on a scrap of paper and calmly chatting about her week. She talks of her older brother, Rowan, and their parents, how they plan to go to Blockland and Berkshire for the winter holidays. She talks of Miss Pink, and I had to shift my legs to become comfortable once more. The memory of our initial meeting was with her still fresh in my mind.
Whoa.
Little Brad is quick to defend her favorite academic as well. The woman has yet to offer a proper apology, and she wished to give one on her behalf, all diplomatic like I taught her. She talks of the sad man in the park and of a new friend who likes to play hide and seek when she's not sniffing in the loo. When finally, she finds nothing new to talk about, she goes back to her drawings. Don't change her as soon as her stomach settles, of course, the calm before the storm. Because behaved as she is right now, I can feel the curiosity just radiating off her. There's a restlessness buzzing under her skin and a question on the tip of her tongue as there often are with children her age. But for now, I can take this piece with no complaint for however long it stays. I have fun with the crayons as well, at the child's insistence, even though I can't really draw. With Kylie using the black crayon, at least with the blue one, I absolutely mind starting to draw a puppy to the best of my ability. It's as I attempt to give the Doodles dogs another eye that Kylie breaks the silence.
Tia? Where did Tia go? I saw them leave when I got here. Tia did not look so good.
I've been expecting a lot of different questions. The kid always has a whole bunch of them ready for me, but I can only sign when she poses this particular one. She's just going to the doctor's for a checkup. And as kids go, there are follow-up questions.
You didn't go with her. You were a bad husband.
Well, you were going to be here, sweetie, so I had to stay behind, though I probably would have been better off going with her.
Yeah, with that kind of face makes it very sus for some reason.
I'm sorry, but my face looks better than hers at least.
So she's all alone at the hospital. Again, terrible.
Oh,
spouse.
no. Of course not. Tia has Johannes and her maid and a guard. She's got plenty of company.
Yeah, but you're not with her.
If I didn't know better, I'd say the kid's trying to make me feel guilty. I don't know the bitter taste in my mouth is that of something else entirely. I really don't have time to process what the emotion is as the brat opens her mouth again.
You should have gone with her to the hospital. Hospitals are very scary, you know.
Exactly why I didn't go. I don't like hospitals, Kylie. That's all there is to it.
So you're not angry at Tia?
Why would I be angry at her? It isn't her fault she got sick.
I heard that you and Tia are fighting. I heard that you might not be together anymore.
How did you hear this?
I have
Who told her that?
I
Probably
stopped her
from.
there. Sure, it's easy for people to jump to conclusions and presume that we may be fighting, no thanks to Rochelle.
Probably from her friend Tokomoko, whatever that girl was.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
It's not hard to know, honestly. I mean, Luke, that argument was like everyone could hear it in a 10-mile radius.
Yeah, and then the party was very crowded and there was
Yeah.
press
But
there
it's not common knowledge that things have actually gone sour, and to put it in her terms, that we might not be together anymore. Where did you hear this from?
I heard it from a nice maid lady.
Oh.
Well, she's fired.
Oh.
She's fired.
But that's still no excuse, not when she's sick. She needs someone to hold her hand, bring her delicious soup, and make her drink the nasty medicine and sugar.
I'm livid. Livid that one of my employees might gossip, and to a child of all people. Who says such upsetting things to a child? My anger dies out when Kylie starts to tear up. She holds it back in an effort to not seem so childish, I assume. Though I'm mostly confused as to why such news would upset her so. Look, Kylie, there's no need to cry.
I'm not gonna cry.
Are you sure? You've got no reason to cry. Even if Han and I won't be together anymore, you can still visit me. I can still visit you.
That's not the problem. Why don't you and Tia love each other anymore?
I still love her, Munchkin, and I like to think your Tia still does too. Isn't that the truth?
I mean, last time I checked,
Are we looking at?
Yeah.
How was our relationship?
Okay, alright, well, next. I love her. I'm just total shite at showing it. And a small part of me screams I was not worthy to be a husband in the first place, no matter how hard I deny it. Perhaps in another time, another place, another me, I would confess that the whole world is nothing compared to her.
So why are you two fighting? You grown-ups are so stupid sometimes.
Why? Because I'm a prat, probably. Motioning for her to come closer, I wrap my hands around and rub her back in an attempt to comfort the child. Only when I feel her tears soaking my jacket, I realize there might be something else to her worries. I've heard Juarez is not getting along too well with his wife as of late because of how busy he is at work. Really, I was wholly tempted to just brush her question off and say it's a grown-up thing. I could content myself pretending that this isn't happening. But it seems like she needs to hear this. That just makes it all the more painful to try and explain this, because I have to explain it not only for Kylie, but also for myself. Sometimes people fall out of love, or they think they've fallen out of love and need time apart. It's not necessarily a bad thing. They might be angry at each other, and they might feel sad. They need time to think for themselves and think about each other to know there's still love. What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me.
Luke,
No
your singing
more.
hurts my ears.
Maybe they'll be back together again. Or maybe it's better for the both of them to move on. Instead of staying together and hunting each other, pretending they still love each other.
It's getting a little deep for a child, but yeah.
There's nothing final, but here we are at a crossroads where the wrong step might end in heartbreak. Hannah thinks we need some time apart. We're not done just yet. But yes, grown-ups can be rather stupid.
You're still going to be my friend no matter what, Tio, right?
Of course. My life would be less exciting without a little brat like you running around and making a mess of it. And you'd better stay my friend even when I get all old and wrinkly. Kylie's shoulders shake and laugh. He pulls away and gives me a toothy grin.
You're already old. But don't worry.
Damn.
When you die, I'll burn you and put you in a jar so I can keep you forever! Just like they did with Abuelo.
Okay, just for that, I'm throwing you. Okay, just for that, I'm throwing you out the window. And then I just chuck Kylie out the window.
He truly is the small child of Satan.
My thoughts come to a grinding halt at the words. Yet she goes on and she just hadn't said such an odd thing.
I mean, she's talking about cremation.
Why? It almost seems like the tyke is looking forward to my funeral. As if there's no confused expression on my face, she pulls me back to our drawings, commenting on the state of my weird dog.
I think your puppy would look better with magenta.
I don't think I can spend any more time with Kylie, considering how high-strung I feel. So it's a good thing that Ware came for her as soon as I've called. Thank God, now I don't have to see that face anymore. Though it is earlier than the agreed upon time, he voices no complaint. The bastard even has a look of relief as soon as they left. Or at least I interpreted it as such from where I stood by one of the windows, not bothering to step out and greet the man. No doubt, he still doesn't trust me around his spawn. Well, he has every right to be suspicious of me. I'm a dangerous man, after all. But to my chagrin, that leaves me with the rest of the day with nothing to do. Well, aside from picking up the mess Kylie left scattered around the parlor. To my immense relief, she remembered to take her doll home with her this time. But the same cannot be said of the crayons and paper slid here and there. First things first. I snatched my own doodle off the table and ripped it to shreds, leaving no hope that would see the light of day. The rest of the drawings, all Kylie's, remain unharmed as I collect the lot. Though they have been stacked neatly on the table before, they must have been blown about when I saw Kylie off. And there are plenty of them. From cats and cakes to colorful rainbows and gardens, the child managed to make a lot during her morning there. There's one more that I had to fish out the fireplace where it landed.
Plot twist, she wrote the letter.
Expecting to see another one of Kylie's masterpiece, that wouldn't be a plot twist at all. I am instead greeted with something a little more concerning. We all know she's Satan.
Oh, whoa.
There is me. And
That's
there is
technical.
Kylie. Seriously, is anyone really surprised at this? She's the spawn of Satan. The two of us,
I just see ghosts.
side by
I see
side.
dead people.
Who are you? Haley Joe Osmond? The two of us, side by side, and smiling as a stick figure, selves standing
I
in a
like how
nondescript
drawn
field.
Kylie is cuter than real Kylie.
Yeah, that's true. Alright, next line. That much I can ascertain without looking at the labels below the doodle's feet.
I wonder how hard it is to mimic a child's drawing in this game. It's very curious.
That one's going on the fridge.
But a third figure stands next to me in the drawing. Is that Marilyn Manson? A
God.
woman with her face hidden behind a curtain of black. Takako, the writing under her supplies.
Oh shit.
Takako says you're making a really funny face.
Taka who?
Takako, a friend I made.
The hairs on the back of my neck stand on end, and I feel a chill go down my spine. A breath. That isn't mine.
Oh no.
That has me turning around, expecting, hoping to see someone, anyone. But nothing. And that's when I hear it. Laughter, sweet and merry laughter ringing from the ballroom. Thinking about it has my cheeks burning, my blood running hot, as I'm being mocked. As I stomped towards the door, I stopped myself from shouting up a storm. I expect to see some of the help dallying about, idle from their duties. Perhaps they thought they could stack off on their duties without the head butler around with my preoccupation with Kylie. Well, they had another thing coming. But again, nothing. Nothing from what I can see with a cursory glance, at the very least. I roam around looking for near impossible hiding places, and still I'm all alone. Yet I can still hear the laughter, the accursed laughter echoing around the room in my head. Who's there? Show yourself and show some respect to the master of the house. Cold uneasiness settles into my stomach when no one answers. I stumbled on my own 2 feet, feeling a wave of nausea coming from nowhere. I have to put a hand against the wall, stay upright when the world shifts and pain explodes from behind my eyes. It takes every ounce of my self-control not to heave then and there. The only thing my pride allowed me to do then is to close my eyes and attempt to alleviate some of that pain. Vague, unfamiliar images, dare I say, memories not mine, flash in my head, unbidden and unwelcome. Like a strong hammer struck to the head, threatening to crack my skull and split it in 2. Whatever emotions they hold are muted. I'm nothing but a spectator. Still, its weight feels palpable. Though it doesn't take long for these sensations to get in my head, through my eyes and ears, it creeps and buzzes in the space between. Whispers and accusations fill every crevice in my head, ringing and echoing around like a terrible case of tinnitus. They stare, gazes filled with judgment and disgust. Even before their beloved lady has spoken, she's already condemned. Okay, who wants to voice the lady?
This horrid woman, I beg the court for justice. Who knows what this devil's bride is capable of? She's already bewitched my loved, my betrothed. I just cannot bear to think what she's done to him after, or what else she may do to our people if we let her live. Blood taints this woman's hands, and I deserve to be repaid in kind for that which she's taken from me.
There's nothing for her but death, and she knows this. Her son says it as much. One after the other, they come at me, an unending flood that threatens to sweep me away for what feels like an eternity. Each one, a show of both joy and suffering for those who called their mansion their home. Each new scene is like a hammer to the head, threatening to crack my skull and split it in 2. I can feel every little emotion in the blurry images that present itself in my head. I feel a part of these, like I lived through them, though I know that's not possible. All the anger burns through me, that much is evident, but the pain more so. And above it, all of it, are the whispers. The voices, calling, luring, until one image emerges in vivid contrast with the others. When there's a shot of joy, my eyes snap open, looking for the culprit. That's when the whole room just changes. Everything is the same, yet everything isn't. There are people everywhere, laughing and dancing. I should be concerned about them, but my mind finds it easy to dismiss them as they fade in and out from nothingness. Instead, I found my concentration drawn to a man and a woman, though one can only call them a lord and a lady going with their clothes. And oh, just how happy the couple looks. Though the man's eyes are eerily blank, like he's not all there. His face is familiar though, in fact. They both are, but I can't quite place why. The two make for a pretty picture as they dance in the center of the ballroom, even though Phantom's crowd's attention stays on them. It reminds me so much of Hannah and I during the early days of our marriage, the honeymoon years they call it. We were happy then too, all smiles in her sunshine, even the normal dreary weather. Younger, we had less to worry about, or at least thought that way. I wish we could go on that way, even with all I had to did and what I had to do, but life has a way of catching up. There was work to be done. Although we had to stay the loving, perfect couple in public, I can't afford to look so weak. To appear tied down to someone else, those who knew where I really am, I had to harden my heart when I had business, but it hadn't always been so easy to switch that part of me on and off. I should be concerned about the intrusion too. Ask what in bloody hell they're doing in my house, throwing a party as they own the place. Ask myself how the fuck I didn't notice what was going on before, where the parlor and the foyer were both only a few doors away. There's a horrid feeling of envy. And though I have long accepted I'm a jealous person by nature, I've never felt such a strong feeling of envy as I have now. They were happy with each other, these people, but Hannah and I... Envy turned into anger. Anger for something I could not have. I have the feeling that yelling and screaming at them won't do much of anything anyway, none of the others have given me notice. I realize that this may not even be real. It dawns on me that these two are the people from the paintings, the ones all over the mansion. Which makes sense. I don't think I've imagined enough to make this all up on my own. This must be a dream. Or a really horrible high. Just then, I can feel eyes on me as I contemplate the absurdity of the situation, yet I find difficulty in trying to tear my eyes away from the two dancing. I manage. And I regret looking away.
Oh,
The
shit.
woman from the garden stands beside me. Actually, you know, this actually is an improvement to Kylie. I'm not gonna lie.
God.
I can hear her rattling breath, menacing and chilling. Everything in me screams to run. But something pins me to the spot, and she just looks at me, watching and waiting. The clamor of their voices fills the ballroom, though they say such welcoming words. I do not feel confident by the madness I'm experiencing. The joyous voices turn sinister and foreboding to my ears. The calls of people that shouldn't exist, threaten to overwhelm me, drown me even as I stand on dry land. The music still plays as the Phantom Quartet continues while I stand here, vulnerable and afraid, but the dance has already ended. And I'm afraid that this might just be tonight's entertainment. Attention is all well and good until bullets like this go down.
You good, buddy? You want to keep going a little bit more, or?
The music
only-
just got like, is there about to be a quick time event?
Right, I heard that. Oof.
Yeah.
Let's
Feels
go!
like
Come on, it's 8. We've only been going for an hour. We can still keep going. These phantom people watch me. Thousands of eyes scrutinizing though they cheer for my return, cajole me to dance and join the merriment. There are eager hands all over, pulling me in every direction, but they do not move me enough to remove me from the woman's gaze. Okay.
Listen, can you not hear them as they welcome you home? Your kind, our kind.
ASMR hours.
You're one of us, my love. We are bonded by the blood we share.
If I thought the voices were overwhelming before, it is nothing compared to that ASMR that I heard just now. The voices are loud, speaking in unison and echoing ever on the face of my head. They welcome me back as I always belong, as I meant to be here in the first place. They call me all those titles and names that do not belong to me in that man's face. The one with the empty eyes flashes before me again. Once, fleetingly. Like a new memory having burned itself in my mind. I have no struggle for air when I come back to myself after. I'm not! This isn't! The welcome stand screams at my protest, pain and desperate pleas for my help, telling me what it's my duty to stay. Telling me that I belong among them, to them. Gentle touches turn near threatening, the warning scratches in the bag of teeth by predators before they truly maim someone. My mouth goes dry as I struggle to speak some sense of this hallucinatory madness. Let them get the chance as they drown out my voice.
Our Lord, my Prince.
At her words, there's a convulsion to stay, then my heart races in my chest, the fear she's experiencing refused to register in my head. Mind and body war with each other, nearly tearing me in two.
Oh, you finally returned to us.
The compulsion to walk in her arms is strong. Whisper my head tell me to go to her. They say she's safety, she is home and at heart.
We have been waiting for so long.
But repulsed at those thoughts, I went away and turned with a small gasp. Without hesitation, I sought to make a run for it. I nearly falter when an angry shriek pisses the air, inhumane and monstrous. I don't dare look back. I just run. I don't care if it's a drug-induced hallucination or not. Just run! Out to the ballroom. And out of the parlor. It's only then that I bother to look back and hoping and praying to the god that I scorned that did not pursue me. I would have run all the way out of the mansion too if only someone didn't get in my way!
Oh, is this when Ashton showed up?
I collide with a
Right.
body much larger than mine, fall back to the ground, head spinning as I stand and look up the stained glass. Turning my head to the side, replaces the colorful side with a pair of shiny black shoes. Fatigue fills every inch of my being that make me refuse to get up. Meanwhile, a familiar-headed ginger looks down at me in bemusement.
Oh, you really must look where you're going if you insist on running about. Do tell, where is the fire?
Oh, thank God you're here.
I do hope you don't have a concussion. You're already brain dead enough as it is. Can you count backwards from 15 to 1 for me?
Oh, fuck off, you wanker! Just help me up.
I do not think insulting me if you do have a concussion is a smart decision. But no, really, 15 to 1.
That woman, she was here! I told you to keep an eye out for her! The other man offers an arm and pulls me up to my feet then. But before I can storm off and pull him to the ballroom, he anchors me down with one hand on my shoulder and the other touching the back of my head.
No bruising or bump. That still does not mean that you don't have a concussion. If you are too lazy to count backwards, can you tell me your full name? Where you are currently?
We don't have... Ugh, Lucille Mitchell Wright, and this is Ermengarde's bloody fucking foyer! But we don't have time for the...
Luke is short for Luke. Okay.
We must make and do have the time to make sure you are not broken in the head.
No, don't make this chapter longer!
Yeah, he's gonna pull out like a laptop and pull up a Captcha to make sure he identify which are road signs.
Select all the following that are street lamps, please.
Alright.
I have already sent security to scour the whole house when I saw you running out of the parlor, dumb cop. If the woman is here, they will have her. You will only be slowing them down if you plan to interfere.
When he points that out, I realize that the guard's starting to filter in the house as we speak with some already searching the nearby rooms. Armed and uniformed men go about in pairs, making it so the house is in a flurry of activity. He lets go of me then with the knowledge that I'm not going to keel over anytime soon.
I was hoping you would be tired from dealing with the young miss on my return. Instead, you come running and hit your head. Such a troublesome boy. Shall I be carrying you to bed too? Oh, is this the Johannes route?
I
gosh.
wish. I can manage just fine on my own, though I don't see how I can sleep until that woman is caught.
It'll be easier to keep you safe in your quarters. This is twice we've known the woman to break in. I think we can safely presume that you hold her interest.
He says it as a matter of fact in a tone that brook no argument, not that like I'll argue if it means I'm kept safe. The two of us hurry upstairs, though we remain watchful and aware of any potential threats to my person. We make it to the master bedroom without any trouble, though, and two of the security are left outside the door. No problems at all. Not until we get inside. Johannes' eyes scan the room wildly, a look of dread on his usually stoic face. And I don't understand for a moment. Looking around the bedroom, it's empty. By the way, how many days is it until we get to the present day?
Let's find out.
Well, I'm not sure. I know it's Halloween now. But yeah, what day is it that everyone else shows up?
So I know we're on 31st still, I think.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah, it's like...
there's November. Hold on, wait, is there another one?
Is November 1st the last day?
I guess
I
something
think
happens
so.
on
It doesn't go
November.
further. So November
or-
1st is the last day. Oh, we're going
Okay.
through like each of the different routes. 'Cause this is the
Yeah.
one with Rebecca and all that. So this is Ashes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so it might take like another session before we like catch up. But
Yeah,
Yeah,
this is
but-
where we're last off here.
okay. But then I realized, where's Hana? She came home with you from the hospital, didn't she? She's supposed to be. Oh, okay.
She's supposed to be here. I sent one of the maids to accompany her here, to let her rest.
I feel the color drain from my face when he raised a hand to stop me from charging out there.
Stay.
I am not staying in here while Hana stays out there!
One of the guards will find her and bring her here.
Hey, what if they don't? What if the one gets to her first? What if she already has her?
That's not possible.
You can't promise that. There's no second thoughts. I reach on the side of the bed and pull out one of my knives. I have no doubt that the other man could take me on if we are both unarmed. But
Oh
with
my
this,
god.
I can even in the field, or at least deter him from escalating the situation, risking hurting either of us. I'm going out there to look for Hana, and you're either with me or you aren't. I am not risking Hana. I'm not leaving her alone. Still, like a stubborn mule, he refused to budge from the door. There's a withering look on him that I tried to match. One that somehow I'm losing fast to, even with him not saying a word yet.
Can you see yourself in the mirror right now? You are in no proper state to go looking for anyone. If it'll make you happy, I will do the looking. But please, and don't make me repeat this, stay where it's safe, where security can find you. We already have one person to be worried about. Please don't add another one to it.
Perhaps his tone. In spite of his general disdain for virtually everything that has to do with me, I like to think that over the years he's going to care about Hana at least. But as I loathe to admit it, I trust him with the safety over any servant in the house. So, Anakris, you have 2 hours, Stroken. I don't think it'll take that long to find one missing woman in this house. 2 hours. Any more than that, and I'm going out there.
Of course.
Despite his words, he lingers. If I didn't know any better, I'd say he'd want to make sure I get in that damn bed and sleep before he turns away from me. What am I, a child watching me and treating me like one? There's the reason why we'll never get along. Well, what are you waiting for? And
And the knife?
the knife stays.
Very well.
Only then does he seem to get the hint. With a nod, he leaves, locks and closes the door behind him. For a moment, I can still hear his voice when he gives the guards outside firm instructions, then a hush as soon as he departs and his footsteps fade away. One that doesn't quite last. As quickly as the silence settles, lightning flashes across the sky, followed immediately by the loud boom of thunder. And that wanker strikes so dangerously close that I can just feel the electricity in the air. The power goes out not a second later, and I feel as I'm being mocked by whatever greater power there is. All is deathly still for a moment, but soon the rain starts once again. Far heavier than the light drizzle from this morning, its pitter-patter hitting hard across this place's roof. Despite the noise, I find myself drawn to my bed, exhausted, hoping for a little nap. I'm safe here. Hana will be safe too. Slurkin will find her. When I wake, she'll be here. It does not take long. Once my head hits the pillow, in a matter of minutes, darkness claims me. Bringing with its laughters and whispers of twisted love from a long-time game. Gone ago. Sorry, my English is kind of terrible right now.